From QTV, my name is Bosante Mwaka. I'll be your host. Today we'll be reporting on mental health and how it's affecting our youth and the society and how we would like to curb this stigma.
As you all know, mental health is an issue that has affected many of our friends, family, relatives, which tend to affect how we think, feel, and act, which without treatment, consequences of mental health to the individual and society could become severe. So today, I decided to interview my brother to get his perspective of my topic of the day, which is mental health. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Dankweli. I'm 17. Yeah.
Dankweli, what's your opinion on mental health on the teenagers that live in Kenya today?
I feel like it's not really talked about enough, but at the same time, it's taken as like such a joke because people see mental health as such a like Gen Z or like Generation Z item of conversation. And since we're not necessarily like the most serious generation in like most people's eyes, they take our problems to be like also not as serious.
Do you think that let me give an example of our parents or our grandparents. Do you think that they are ignorant towards the name mental health and assume that we can be able to handle it?
I wouldn't like use the word ignorant. I'd say they definitely know that it exists, but like when given such a limited like source pool of like information on a subject, people are more likely to ignore it. So like I feel like just because not a lot of people like come out and talk about it, um they're less likely to consider it in like, for example, their children or something like that. Yeah.
Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. And yes, maybe they're not ignorant. Probably they know what it is. Um, how would you help fellow teenagers as yourself to be able to deal with this mental health? Or have you ever experienced, let's say, a bad mental health day?
Yeah, I definitely have like periods of like, I don't want to say depression because a lot of times when you say depression, unless it's like clinical, unless you're diagnosed, like it can kind of be like problematic. But I will say I've had like periods of like sadness that's like for no reason. And if it came to like helping other people in my generation, I think it wouldn't necessarily be like a big action, but like making sure that at least, if not everyone, like my friends know that like I'm someone that can have a conducive conversation about mental health struggles. And also just try not to be that one friend who's like, oh, I'm sad, and like I'm sad too. um just try and be that friend who can you can, like, for example, rant to, or like know that you have someone to talk to and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. So recently in the university, I found out that we usually have mental health awareness weeks where they dedicate a whole week to explaining to students what mental health is and help out students who may not know where to go to run to. If you were in our university, do you think you would actually approach such people?
Okay, in theory I would like. I've always found the concept of like mental health week a bit problematic because when you treat mental health as if it's like, for example, a holiday, it's like Black History Month, you sort of like relegate an entire like annual like lifetime experience to like 1 week. um I definitely think that it's a good starting point, especially for like educational institutions. But I feel like we should also like get rid of the whole like mental health week or mental health day, and we should change it to like, if you need mental health and awareness, make people aware of it like all year long, because depression isn't something that will happen in 1 week. And maybe the 1 week that you decide to have mental health week might be the week that someone is fine, and so they might not feel that like they have a problem to come and like talk about. So in terms of like creating awareness, I definitely think it's a great start, but I don't think it should be like the end all be all of like um events that we have as like in educational institutions in terms of mental health.
Makes a lot of sense. Apart from depression, what other mental health disorders are you aware of?
I know that mental health is a wide spectrum. So like I know depression, I know anxiety, OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. We have bipolar disorder. Yeah, a lot of times like when it comes to like mental health, it's very possible for people to have like intersections between these like mental illnesses. So like it's not